Hi. Have you ever found yourself struggling to come up with ideas? Like, the more you thought about it, the harder that it was to actually think of anything else. It pretty much just consumes you at that point, and you're just like, you freeze. I hate it when that happens. Which is why I'm about to cover the 5 different platforms that I use to help me come up with ideas. Because, you need ideas. Nobody likes to hear you just talk all about nothing and then, you end up rambling and soon people lose interest. It's not good. What's up? My name's Ray. This is Lit with Ray. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing because I make videos on creativity and technology. So, yeah, better get to it. Now, let's start. So depending on what ideas that you need to come up with, you're going to have different avenues that you can take. So the first thing on this list is Pinterest. Pinterest is something that I don't give enough credit to, and the reason is because I just associate it with scrapbooking. I'm not really a scrapbooker. I'm not really a collector of sorts of ideas and all that. I mean, not in visual form. Hell, I struggle with Instagram. But it is a really cool platform to share your ideas, to pin certain things that interest you. You go to websites, you can pin it, you can pin pictures, and you can even take what other people have pinned and repin it and all those other things. So at the end of the day, you're just left with a bunch of pins. Now, once you have all that done, you can pretty much go through it anytime. If you're struggling to come out with an idea, well, the cool thing is that you've already pinned it. Or maybe you haven't because you're not using Pinterest, in which case, it's probably a good idea to start using Pinterest. Number 2 is everyone's tried and true Google. Google is the biggest search engine in the world. Google knows everything. Google knows everything about you, whether or not you want it to or not. So, Google has ideas out there. You just need to know what you're searching for. Otherwise, it's like trying to find a single molecule of water in an entire ocean. Like, you're not going to be able to do it. Or it's going to be very hard. It's going to be like trying to find Nemo. But, if Nemo was tiny. I mean, Nemo was tiny compared to you and me. Not when I saw him on the big screen, though. He was like huge. Google will point you in any direction that you want to go. All you need to do is type your way through and you will find it. I know it's one of the more boring answers on this list, which is fine. That's why I'm moving on to bigger and better things. So number 3 on the list is YouTube. Of course, why wouldn't it be YouTube? Almost every idea that's ever been thought of, and pretty much all of them have been thought of, is on YouTube, which is awesome. If you see somebody did a video on something and it's been a while since it was put out, it might be worth refreshing the idea. I mean, things change all the time, technology improves, new ideas come out, believe it or not, new ideas do come out, so there you go, put your own little spin on it. Just don't steal people's work, because that's completely messed up. It really is. So number 4 on the list is the social network that you thought was a scam, but actually wasn't. I found myself signed up for Quora, and I didn't even know what Quora was. And it told me that all my friends were a part of Quora, even though they weren't. I wasn't even a part of Quora. Like, has anybody run into this situation where it's like, hey, your friend is this, and then you click to add that person and automatically they're sent an invite, but they didn't even know they were a part of Quora? Well, I don't know. Quora's a platform where people go on to ask different questions because, questions are what are going to fuel your ideas. So if you have an idea that you're looking for, and let's say, you're looking up race cars, well, there's going to be questions about that. If you have questions about having ideas, well, guess what? There's going to be questions about that. Anything, really. Think of an idea. Guarantee you it's probably on Quora. Somebody's probably asked the question about it already, so there you go. So number 5 on this list is my favorite one. I find myself endlessly scrolling through Reddit. There's a Reddit for everything, even though mostly I stick to the cute or the funny, just because, it's cute and funny. Who doesn't need that? People who are trying not to be distracted, that too. But, let's not focus on me. Let's focus on you. There's literally a Reddit for everything, right? So There's one for YouTube, obviously. Pick your topic, really. Reddit is amazing. I'm one of the 95% of people who browse through Reddit but rarely post anything. I don't know. People can be really mean in the comments, so. I love it though. I get tons of enjoyment out of Reddit. I really do. And I get most of my ideas just scrolling through Reddit. I'm like, hey, that sounds awesome. So let's go with that. I don't know. What do you like, really, at the end of the day? Do you like literature? Do you like to come up with ideas for like art, things like that? Are you a video creator? I assume that you are because, you're watching this video. But what are you passionate about? What is it really that you're passionate about? What are you struggling to get ideas about? Go ahead, search Reddit, search the other 4 things on this list because I guarantee you, you're gonna find something that is gonna help you out. Now, I know there's a ton of other options out there and that's perfectly fine, but for me, like, these are my go-tos. Like, really, mostly the last one and, 2 in between. But the others are there in case I just feel like it, or I just can't find it, or something like that, So I just want to share my thoughts with you guys real quick on this. And, having a brain fart like I am right now, having writer's block or not being able to think of an idea it's frustrating. It really is. And if you focus on the fact that you can't do it, then guess what? You're not going to be able to do it. You just have to focus on the positives in this and really get away from everything, right? You'll be surprised if you walk away from your computer for even like 5 minutes, you're going to come up with an idea. Always carry a notebook with you. Always be taking notes because I guarantee you're going to come up with ideas when you're least expecting it. And you want to remember that idea later. So make sure, don't just take mental notes. Put the notes down because you're not going to remember it. I mean, I tell myself all the time that I'm going to remember something and I don't remember it. And it's, I hate it. I do. So if you haven't already, check out some of these platforms because, that's what they're there for. And, be entertained at the same time. So I got a quick question for you. Where do you get your ideas from? I want to know. Let me know in the comments down below. If you got value out of this, smash that like button for me. If you didn't, well, you know what to do. But of course, if you did, feel free to share this with a friend. Hit subscribe while you're at it, and the little bell right next to it. That way you get notified whenever I come out with a new video. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye. I lost my voice.